Okay. So I was saying there's something about finding out somebody has like a third party, somebody's been cheating, and I feel like this plays out a couple different ways. One, this is happening presently, or two, this happened in the past. Like this is an ex who cheated. Um, but okay, so they cheated, and either this happened already, and you broke it off, or it's happening now, and you're obviously upset, and I'm very sorry. Um, and this person is hurting, but pretending to be fine. This person is stuck in a cycle, um, and it's like they haven't learned from past experiences, especially like karmic lessons. They haven't learned them. They're like in denial about their lesson, their spiritual lesson, and maybe kind of disconnected from their spiritual side. Um, this is somebody who feels, and I can sympathize. They feel like they didn't really make choices in life. Life just sort of happened to them. Um, Definitely, but they were definitely unfaithful. Um, they're struggling with some obstacles. I feel like it has something to do with like substance abuse, and that's been coming up quite a bit lately too. People must be turning to like alcohol, or I don't know, smoking or pills or like something, but there's some kind of, they're in a cycle with some kind of substance. And their mental health isn't the greatest right now. They're, I almost want to say, obsessively watching like your social media. Because I feel like whether this is an ex or like this is just happening now, like you're not speaking, or you're not, you know what I mean? Like you're certainly not speaking on a regular basis. Obviously, you're upset, you're hurt if this is happening now. And I'm watching, I can already see like you're you're doing better than I would think. For some of you, it's like I'm literally watching you move on and watching you have like a glow up. Um, and feeling like they don't know you anymore. Um, you're changing and growing, obviously, and it's like the longer they aren't around you, or the longer they don't get to interact with you, and then they kind of stalk your social media or something. You're changing and growing, and they feel like they don't know you anymore. They see you as kind of, they're obsessed with you and still love you and whatever, but they also kind of see you as a stranger. And there's something about that, like being in denial about kind of like the finality of the relationship, kind of playing the victim. Like they're, I don't know, they're in denial about like, there's no way this is really over. There's no way you're really never gonna forgive me or talk to me or whatever. But I feel like they're playing the victim or like the martyr. And they're trying to manipulate other people's opinion about what happened or how it happened or who's to blame or whatever. I know I'm hearing weaponized incompetence. I don't know if that's maybe how they handled the relationship, or if that's what they're doing now. I don't know. But um, in contrast to all that, the highlight is on like you're on your healing journey. You know, self-love, emotional maturity. You're working on that, and you're choosing yourself. You're making decisions where you choose yourself, and that's leading to this glow up. Is leading to you clearing away, all the debris and crap, and so you're making progress in your both spiritual and emotional healing, because those kind of go hand in hand. That's like your glow up, and that glow up, that increase in your energy, is again attracting attention, but also attracting abundance and opportunities and stuff like that. um, be aware this ex may become a problem. Hang on one second. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so be careful because I feel like this person is getting obsessive. Um, they may cause issues. I feel the need to say, be prepared to defend yourself. And I don't mean physically, although always be prepared for that. But I feel like you're going to have to speak up in defense of yourself. Somebody's turning something and trying to accuse you of something. This ex or this person who cheated. Um, they're feeling like they're going a little haywire, and that there's also like some substance stuff involved. Um, I feel like this person, whether this is an ex or like this is currently happening, I feel like their family may have wanted you guys to stay together. Um, but they, oh no, oh shoot. This might be for someone specific. You know who you are. I just did something for you yesterday and I wasn't getting this at all. But, you know, what came through is what I told you. But there, so there's something about the family, that person's family wanting you to stay together. But then it's something like they're kind of distancing themselves from the situation and this person because of this person's like unreliability. Something they don't do what they say, or they don't, in the family's eyes, they don't do what they say, or they don't stick to their word, or I don't know, they don't think they make the right choices or something. Okay, there's something about that, something about like this person is, I don't know, going around like they were used and spat out and you use them up, and I feel like they just, I don't know, they feel very disconnected from spirit. And I don't say that like in a judgy way. I just feel like they haven't had their awakening yet. They keep messing up out of fear of whatever. There's specifically like a fear of being seen as the bad guy. I don't know why I want to say they might be listening to like old school music, like ballads, like I don't know. But again, I feel like there's some aspect of this is supposed to happen. You coming to this place where like I'm not speaking to you, or I'm not doing this or whatever, and so you focus on you and you're having your glow up, and that like triggers them, and they may act out, but then it's like it turns on the light switch for them or something. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna get out of that. I don't like this person's energy right now, and that's not to say they're a bad person. They're going through some stuff, and they're acting out based on fear, and they're not feeling very connected, and like there's some kind of substance stuff in there. But just be careful, because they're definitely like stalking your socials, like lurking around, and secretly obsessing, but acting like they're fine. And again, I feel like they're going to try to accuse you of something, at a minimum accuse you of like it's your fault this thing ended, like you used them, and tossed them out or whatever. Okay. I gotta move on because I do have one other thing I need to talk about because it's been kind of for a couple days, but never when I could sit and actually let the story play out. So I want to find this. There's something about somebody in this collective does something online. Even if you just like post things on social media, or if you're like on YouTube, if you do readings yourself or content creation of some kind, I don't know, but you do. And although you may not have a big following, like what do I have, like 100 people in here, which is the way I like it, because less people, less pressure, right? But even if you feel like it's just like, oh, it's just for my friends, or it's just for a couple people or whatever, it's caught the eye of somebody in some kind of limelight. And that these days doesn't have to be like a famous actor or a famous singer. It could be, another content creator, who knows, something like that. But it does feel a little bit bigger because there's something about how they're insulated by like, I've got my people, my agent, my manager, or I've got security, or I've got an entourage, or you know what I mean? Like there's something about how they're insulated and they don't get to make real connections. They can't just like go out and meet authentic people and make real connections. There's something about that. And they're struggling with that. Like they obviously recognize the blessings they have and they're grateful for that, like the opportunities they get from having this kind of limelight, but they're feeling lonely. Like they're realizing it's lonely. All those so-called connections around them are transactional. Oh, you've got the spotlight on you right now. I can make money off you. Here, let's work together. Let's be friends or whatever. And they're really craving like authenticity. I keep wanting to say somebody authentic. They're really craving like real connections. And something you said, something you did, something you posted struck them. Was very genuine, or very I'm getting genuine and intuitive, and like you said something in a way that was like it was intuitive and genuine, but also like, yeah, this might crush some egos, but it is what it is, something like that. Something about the way you do it, the way you characterize it, or the way you intuit it or communicate it, or something like that. March. Something about March. They're flipping the calendar ahead to March, and then flipping it back to June and May. So March coming up, I think. I'm not seeing a year, but yeah. And then back to, so like June, well, May and June. So we like this just happened May and June, or I don't know. There's flipping ahead to March and then flipping back. May and June have already happened. I don't know, in relation to this. So maybe they first saw you in May and June or something, and then they reach out in March. I don't know. But they have been through enough relationships to know what they want now and what they don't want. They may be healing from that. And again, they're insulated, they're cautious. They've learned to be cautious with like letting people know what they have. I think they don't have financial problems. They don't ever have to like, how am I going to pay the mortgage? How am I going to pay the bills? Like they're good, but they're cautious because that's all they're experiencing is people wanting them for their money or for their looks or for their whatever they can get from them. So I think they will initially reach out as like a business proposition. I saw you do this. That would be a good business, or you should we should collaborate, or but very businessy. But you being an empath, intuitive, HSP, whatever, I feel like you will feel a kind of romantic undercurrent to it. But that will progress slowly. because again, this person's cautious. But it's like March-ish, I guess. And I don't know what you did, but this person, look, my understanding is I don't think that God, Spirit, the universe controls the algorithm, but they can tinker with it if they need to. And so even if you don't have, like I said, maybe you don't have a lot of followers, or maybe you don't have followers at all, maybe you just post stuff and you've got friends or whatever, somebody will share it, and somebody will share that, and somebody will share that, and somehow it got to this person's eyes because it was supposed to get to this person's eyes, and they are intrigued and interested and are now watching wherever this is. And that is not to say if they approach you with some kind of, business idea or offer, that's not genuine. It is genuine. I think they're interested in both.
I got so many
They're
reports
interested in whatever it is you do and how you
clear
do
energy,
it.
clear energy, get a package
Business-wise,
Thursday,
but also interested because
money and abundance work.
It shows you are
super
authentic
important
and
in the
genuine,
middle
and they're
of
craving that.
eclipse season. So please pay attention to me. Do it today if you're doing anything this week. Today.
Sit
Anyway,
here for a second.
yep. Sending positive energy away.